Okay, we're in Liverpool. It's an extraordinary building down there, which is one of the two cathedrals, the other one of which is at the other end of the street. And I believe they have gangs, religious gangs, who roam the streets on a Sunday morning, one from each cathedral, looking for religious rumbles. We're going to go into this pub for lunch, and I'm going to show you the Gents Toilet. That's not as weird as it sounds. This is legendary. Fire exit only, okay. We're well early, it's only just gone 5 o'clock. We've whizzed through sound check. In fact, probably got time just to walk up and have a look at this. As is well known to my regular followers, I do not do cathedrals, but purely as a building, this is quite stunning. Got a day off here tomorrow, so I'm going to go to the Maritime Museum. I've got to do my laundry first. I'm recycling socks and underpants, and that's never a good thing. Hard to make out exactly what these are. Right, let's risk life and limb and get out more in the middle of the road so we get a better view of the approach. There we go. I might turn it off and reorientate it in portrait mode in a minute as we approach it, so we get the height. I haven't got my selfie stick with me because I was not intending to walk into that pub with the GoPro on the selfie stick on full display. Okay, this is going to work. That was someone else just walking past, not me. Okay, I'm going to reorient. Now, I have to admit, that is impressive. I like to think the spikes on top are to prick God's arse to get his attention. These glass panels at the entrance are quite spectacular too. I'm not going to spend too much time here because I'm hungry, and I have a feeling that pub will start to fill up as we approach showtime. But superb. And the way the bells are hung is really good too. I love that. Does it give us any info? Yeah, there's some info over here. bit anyway. So it is the Metropolitan Cathedral of Christ the King. And I suspend my normal dislike of cathedrals because I think this is quite recent. I don't know, let's try and find out. Frank Rogers, architect. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Do you know what year this was built, roughly, ish?
I don't. But always is the 70s. That's my guess, to be honest.
Okay.
You can have a look if you want.
Would that be kind of you?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't normally do cathedrals because I think they're bullying. You know, look how rich and powerful we are. We don't care how many of you die while we build it. But this was probably built under some kind of reasonable health and safety regime.
1967.
1967. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries.
There we go. A child of the 60s, as is entirely appropriate for Liverpool. Excellent. It's still slightly more imposing than I'm entirely comfortable with in a religious edifice, but that's probably the idea. Notice, I don't know why I'm being so respectful and not referring to it as an erection as I normally would, but a very old friend of mine was a chorister here in Liverpool and the stories he told me about what went on, leave that in inverted commas, only added to my dislike of formalised religion in all its forms. Okay, brace yourselves. Yeah, that's quite a bog, isn't it? Sadly, if you want food here tonight, you had to pre-book it, so I'm going to have to go somewhere else. Liverpool Philharmonic Hall. Le Fucker Française. This has all the accoutrements of a proper orchestra's home. It also has all the acoustics of a proper orchestra's home. And Harry's guitar store is open for business. Indispensable item equipment.
Any more close-ups?
No.
Good.
Yeah. So this place, from the inside, it looks like you're inside something built by Apple. What?
What's in my ears? Oh, my pack's not on.
Who would have thought hitting things was so complicated?
Right here. Shake it properly. Yeah. Too late.
Shake it all at once.
All at
Everything
once.
you've got all at once.
Shake it off, baby. Shake it off.
Can I do the bell?
Yeah.
It's the pedal up. Yeah, go for it. But hit on the cap, not the.
On the what? On the.
Yeah, on these rounded edges. Yeah.
Okay.
With the hard end. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright. Go for it.
It was not quite as exciting as I had hoped it was going to
What
be.
were you
but
expecting?
herds of wildebeest sweeping majestically across the veldt. But thank you, I enjoyed it nonetheless.
You're very welcome.
Sort of. What, is that like a damper pedal then?
Yeah, like a piano pedal.
There's been a couple of times where the first note has been
Oh yeah.
which made me laugh.
And then how did you take it off?
Uh,
Have I broken it?
my phone.
Oh, is that okay?
It'll come back.
Oh no, I want
There
to
you
have
go.
broken it. Thank
There you
you.
go.
So you just go,
Like that.
I've broken it again, it won't come up.
Yeah. It's down now.
It's come out. And that gets it up, does it?
That keeps it up.
Or
It won't
not?
do that now, it's down. I
Oh well.
Oh well.
Good, so we've broken the tubular bells.
It's fine.
Causing chaos.
Yes.
Good lad.
I'm bored with all the good behaviour around here. And you can't say we're rolling anymore, can you? You can say we're...
Can you not?
No, because there's nothing rolling, is there? We're committing zeros and ones to a memory card.
You say the code is, I don't know, the software is working.
Yeah, we're counting up to one and back. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. We're here today for the latest in the series of band interviews. This is with Will Miles, who plays percussion. Hello, Will.
Hello, Jay.
Okay, Will, here come the... Before we delve into the searching questions, give us a brief biog that brought you to this point so far. How did you start playing? Why? Blah, blah, blah.
Okay. So I first started playing drums when I was 8 years old. I think I was singing in a choir in school before that, maybe at the age of 7, maybe a year before. So singing was really my first musical endeavour. But then I started drums at the age of 8 because when we were going between year 2 and year 3 in primary school, there was a sort of showcase day where all the music teachers would play and everyone would watch, and they'd say, would anyone like lessons on any of these instruments? And I saw the man who would then go on to become my teacher playing timpani and playing drum kit, and I was like, well, that's exciting, I want to do that. And so the year after I started having lessons with him, did it all through school, played saxophone as well, which kind of went along at a similar level to my percussion through school. Decided that I wanted to do percussion and drums and bin off all the other stuff for the most part. And then studied percussion at college, at music college.
Which college?
At Guildhall School of Music and Drama in London, which was great. Had a fantastic time. And through college, I started working at the junior department of Guildhall on the Saturdays. Met former percussionist on this gig, Adam Morris. Became very good friends with him. He came to watch my final recital. And through him, I managed to end up being on this gig eventually.
Good. Well, we're glad you're here, mate.
Me too.
You've grabbed it by the throat, wrestled it to the ground, and are doing a fine job.
Thank you.
And for my money, you play the music, not the child, and that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What show do you remember most fondly?
Most fondly, the one that came to my mind first was the sort of least fondly one, but I guess we'll leave that till later. The most fond memory, I think that might be the Leicester show on this tour.
Okay.
Because that was really nice for me, because that was a sort of homecoming, because it's my local, because I'm from Loughborough, from Leicestershire, and lots of my family came, lots of my family friends and some friend of mine came as well, and the gig went really well, and it was nice for some of them to be able to hear me play in a sort of more notable sense, because the last time I played in De Montfort Hall was when I was at school, and I've not done a proper sort of notable gig in that venue, but I recognised it and knew it quite well.
Okay.
So that was a kind of, I'm in the real world and doing, making something of myself, and that felt nice. Felt
great.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, and what show do you remember with the most horror?
Definitely my first show in Paris. Sold out to probably between, maybe it was about 2,000 people capacity, that hall in Paris. And all these sort of preparation I'd had was watching Adam do the show the previous night on the first night of that UK tour, which was somewhere else in France, which was maybe not Bordeaux.
No, it was Bordeaux.
Yeah, Bordeaux.
It was the Europe tour. Yeah.
Yes.
Bordeaux. So, viewers, for your information, Will stepped into this gig with no rehearsal, did his first show without any
with
kind
the
of
sound
rehearsal.
check.
Oh, with the sort. Oh, yeah, we played. Did we play it at the sound check? I don't think
we didn't
did.
play everything. I think we set out to play through the whole show, but then didn't. We didn't do all of Tubular Bells. I think we did all of Tubular Bells 1. I think.
Okay.
But most of that day was a fever dream, so my memories might not be accurate anyway.
Because apart from the playing, you have to set everything up, don't you? You have to,
Yeah.
and it's a lot more complicated than just plugging a guitar into an amp.
Well, I suppose in different ways. On this show, we don't have to deal with any, digital electronics or anything, which is nice. But there's a lot of bits of metal to set to the right height and all of this stuff, which can take a while. Especially when you're not used to the setup of that show.
Have you ever had anybody play one of the crew's favourite jokes to play on drummers particularly is to loosen the stands to the point where they stay where they are until you hit it, and then it sort of drops a couple of inches every time you hit
Luckily
it?
not. I don't think I've upset or annoyed one enough for them to do that to me, but...
Rule 1, don't annoy the crew.
Mm-hmm.
The other favourite is to put talcum powder over all the drum heads so you hit the tom-tom and this cloud of smoke goes up. Okay. What do you think of Tubular Bells compared to the repertoire you normally play?
That's a good question. It's quite different. Yeah, I reckon we could turn that down somehow, can't we?
Oh, I was looking for the volume knob there. There we are.
There we go, brilliant. The viewers will thank you for that.
They will. I can feel them thanking me now. So, yeah, how does it differ from most of what you play?
I'm not really used to playing music with electric guitars or sometimes electric keyboards. I do a bit now in some of the sort of function band work that I do, but in terms of classical repertoire, which is what I'm more used to, yeah, having the guitars there, and also just the general sort of style. I'm not that used to playing in a rock context, not really. Okay. But there are definitely similarities in.
Yeah. So, I mean, what difference do the guitars make, Phil?
Good question. I guess just having them there. I don't know. It doesn't really affect the music that much, but that's just a new factor that's.
Because we don't have any amps on stage.
No.
So it's not like it's deafeningly loud.
No. Okay. And getting used to playing with two in-ears in and not having that much acoustic sound has been different for me as well.
Right.
It's been new.
Yeah.
I play sometimes in a classical context. If you're playing like clash cymbals or something really loud in loud music, then you have to really have earplugs in.
Right.
Otherwise, it's really dangerous. So that is not that different from playing with in-ears. But yeah, I find similarities in some of the 20th century minimalist classical music that I've played with Tubular Bells. Things like Steve Reich and Terry Riley, and because as a percussionist at college, you get lots of experience with that kind of music, because there's a lot of percussion ensemble repertoire from 1950s, 60s, 70s that's minimalist.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And has a lot of repetitive qualities. Sections getting repeated and only tiny things getting changed, and motifs coming back, and yeah.
I refer the honourable gentleman to the recorded work of Underworld for such things, where somebody said nobody can make the entrance of a hi-hat sound quite as important as Underworld. And I love the way they just introduce one tiny little element every 16 bars, and then tiny little changes. It appeals to the OCD in me. Mm-hmm. Right, okay. What's your favourite bit to play in your part?
Ooh. I have lots of bits that I enjoy. My favourite bits now on this tour are probably the little drum breaks that Jack and I do. I'm enjoying those more this tour because it's Jack and I feel more connection to him. Right. And I feel like we're relating what we play to each other, which
so
I
you're
didn't
trading
necessarily do.
You're trading fills, for example,
yes,
a couple of points.
in Tubular, mostly the one in Tubular Bells.
Right.
One.
Yeah.
And that's really fun. And I feel like we're communicating, having a conversation with those drum breaks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very, very enjoyable.
What's your favourite piece in the show?
It's probably not one of the pieces in the first half. It's probably maybe Tubular Bells 1.
Okay, first half of Tubular Bells.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's so much variety. I mean, that's one thing that's great for me in this gig as a whole, is that I get to play lots of different instruments and do lots of different kinds of patterns and styles. And Tubular Bells 1 just has so many fun things to do. There's Glock, there's the big sort of drum tom bits, there's snare, there's like subtle effects, cymbal rolls and chimes and things. And it's just really fun. It's really fun.
What's the hardest bit in your part?
The hardest bit in my part? For me, because I'm primarily a percussionist background rather than a drummer background, it's probably caveman. It's probably staying solid in caveman and keeping my focus.
That's where Will plays the drum kit. It's common. It's known to Oldfield fans as the tilt down man section of Tubular Bells. We call it the caveman, and it's quite challenging because there is a click and a drum loop.
Yes.
Which are not necessarily always in the tightest of synchronisation.
This is true.
Has to be observed.
Unfortunately, this is true, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Where have the best audiences been?
I think generally Australia, the audiences were amazing. I remember specifically taking my ears out between Tubular Bells Part 1 and 2 because I knew that someone would shout something out from the audience and I wanted to hear what they were saying. And often it was play it again, one more time. I think I started counting. I think at least half of our shows in Australia, someone heckled something great in between Tubular Bells Part 1 and 2. And yeah, it's not been that people haven't been that vocal in other, in the UK and in Europe.
What about the Scottish audiences?
They've been good. They were good.
It's kind of weird. We played the Fairfield Halls in Croydon a few days ago, and it was like it was a London audience. They sit back and they go, "Yeah, come on, impress me." Then there's not the visceral enjoyment that we were getting in Scotland, certainly.
And it sounds like not really relative to the audiences in Festival Hall either. It sounds like the audiences in the Festival Hall gigs were really, really great.
Okay.
But,
anything you'd like to say to the people that have come to the show?
Oh gosh, thank you very much. It's been great to have so many people come and watch and listen and be so... The impression I've got is that for so many people, they have a really strong connection to the music, which I didn't anticipate before all this.
Okay.
I didn't expect how much Tubular Bells meant to a lot of people. That's been really nice.
We're both used to seeing people cry when we play, but to see them weeping openly.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the technical challenges for your instrument in the show?
I have some quick instrument changes, so knowing how long I've got to put a certain set of sticks down and pick another set of sticks up and go, or running from my percussion setup to the drum kit in the second part of Tubular Bells, which when I first started I had some very close calls. Like the vocal cue would start and I'd be just sitting down on my pedal, on my drum throne.
Okay.
That's one thing. I think staying loose with my wrists in certain aspects where there's lots of drumming happening, like in the Master of Ceremonies. Making sure you don't miss tubular bell notes as well, even though it seems easy. I have done it. It does happen.
Okay.
So there's a variety of different things to contend with because I'm playing a lot of different instruments, which I like. I'd be bored if I was playing one thing the whole show, I think.
No comment.
No comment. So would everyone else. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to say, talk about?
It's just been really enjoyable. I'm still enjoying it now after... I need to count properly. I think at this point now for me, it's definitely over 50 shows. For everyone, I think it's 115, 120, something like that now. And I'm still enjoying it now. I'm very happy and sort of thankful that I'm here on the tour.
And how are you enjoying the experience of touring?
I'm really enjoying it. I like being away and sort of getting swept up into the emotions of it.
Oh dear.
I know, which is not necessarily a good thing. But yeah, I feel like I've taken to it really well. I really enjoy it. I don't mind being away. I sort of don't mind not really thinking too much about my schedule or my calendar. I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you, Will.
Good. Thank you, Jay.